So in this video we're going to talk a bit about the channel. So it's been around a year now since I set the channel up. There's been a lot of stuff happening. I've not been putting videos up every week because of doing stuff on the house, and obviously been on the sick for a little while, and then I've had some more work done on the house, and some of the cars, the MR2 and the Swift, had to go to a friend's house to create space. So there's been a lot of stuff going on. So even though it's been a year, there's not been a year's worth of videos. Now, the channel's only got 19 subscribers, and some videos have done better than I expected, and some videos haven't. But this is all new to me, and I'm not a confident person, but I am actually enjoying doing this, and I'm going to continue to do it. So I thought I'd put a picture up of the Fiat Coupe rather than look at me while we're having a chat about the channel. Obviously it's a bit dirty with all the work been going on, but it is what it is. So obviously working full time, I work on the cars on my day off. So this channel basically it's a hobby to me. Obviously recording myself doing the jobs is very different. Like I said, I'm enjoying doing it and going to continue to do it. Now, obviously with the amount of subscribers and the views at the minute, the channel, obviously I don't get paid anything for doing it, and to me it's not really about the money. I'm just enjoying the fact that I'm doing the videos and I'm actually getting views on the videos. So it's a good thing to me. We're going to go through the cars shortly, and we'll go through the jobs that are coming up. I mean, there's going to be more videos other than what I've recorded. I mean, I've said before, I've got a lot of videos recorded because I want plenty there just in case I can't do a video one week. So there's plenty of videos there, and obviously I'm still doing them currently. Now, the car we bought to sell, the blue Peugeot 207, that's still with me a year later, believe it or not. I've had quite a big headache with that car, which I'd love to tell you all about. Well, I wouldn't love to tell you all about it because it's been a headache, but I've got to be very careful what I say about it. So I can't really go into that, unfortunately. But that car, I've got one more video to do on that. Going to get that done and get it gone. Even if I get back what it owes me, I'm not bothered, because if I sell that on, I will still continue to do an odd car here and there. I mean, buy one to sell and stuff, but obviously working full time, I've got to fit it around that. So yeah, we need to clear that up, and obviously we'll go through the cars shortly and discuss them, but I want to clear up some of the jobs before I start doing stuff on the MR2 and the Swift, and obviously the Fiat Coupe, which is going to be a long-term project. But it just needs, basically need to clear up some of the jobs on all the cars before we start stripping other cars down to start doing the work. It just makes sense to do that, basically. What we're going to do now is we'll talk about each car and the videos I've currently got recorded, and then obviously after that we'll talk about some of the ideas I've got for the channel. Now, to do some of these ideas, the channel needs to get a little bit bigger. We need a few more subscribers because I want to include you guys. Now we're going to talk about the cars. So the first car is the daily driver, the Peugeot 5008. Now, there's a few videos coming on this. One's changing the heater blower fan that packed up on it last winter, and there's a video of doing the ball joint, which was an advisory on the MOT, plus I did the front disc and pads. I was going to do the passenger side, and then I discovered the wishbone, the inner bushes were quite bad, so I've ordered a set of wishbones, so I'm going to fit them and do the ball joint on the other side. I've also got rear disc and pads for this, and obviously the MOT is coming up soon, so I need to go over it and make sure everything's okay. So yeah, that's the daily. The Golf Cabby. There's a few videos coming on this as well. Obviously we did the sump gasket and we had an oil leak, so it was dripping down the front of the engine from the oil filter housing. It was the sensor onto the sump, running around and dripping down near the gearbox, but it turned out just to be the oil sensor. So there's that video. We've changed the driver's front hub. I'm currently putting coilovers on it. I've done the back ones, I need to do the front ones, so that'll be another video. And the engine management light is on, which is an oxygen sensor, so I need to look at that. So there's quite a bit of stuff to come on this. The Toyota MR2. Now there's a few things to come on this as well. The clutch has always slipped on it when you give it some, but it's got worse just recently. It's slipping in more or less every gear now, so I'm gonna have to do the clutch on it. Also, it really wants a timing belt doing, because that hasn't been done. I don't know when it was last done. I've got a video of changing the centre section of the exhaust. I think that's all I've got filmed on it currently, but yeah, there's quite a few things coming up on it. But I want to clear up some of the other stuff first before I start getting into this. Like I said earlier, I'll get the daily sorted, the bits on the Golf, the blue Peugeot, and then we'll start on this. The Suzuki Swift Sport. It's currently not with me. Like I said earlier on in the video, it's at a friend's house, but by the time this video goes out, it should be back, and the MR2 is back as well. So we need to get into the Swift and find out what's wrong with it. We'll do a video of it on the ramp, have a good look over it, and I'll show you what's wrong with it and do some investigations. And obviously when we find out what's wrong with it, we're going to have to do that work and get it MOT'd and back on the road, because the MOT runs out soon. So there's going to be quite a few videos on this, but like I just said about the MR2, I want to get the other stuff cleared up before we start on this and the MR2. Coupe 20 valve turbo. Now this is going to be a long-term project which will just basically sit in the corner, and we'll do bit by bit on it. Obviously go over it, do some of the repairs. I think it's in the cam belt as well, because I don't have any issue for that, and that's going to be interesting because there's hardly any space. Apparently you have to undo all the mountings and push the engine over, and you can do it, but the time belt book says you have to take the engine out, so that's going to be fun. And the one on the MR2 will be as well, so there's no space. So yeah, there's quite a lot of videos that will come on this, but it'll be over a period of time because it's a long-term project. But I'm looking forward to getting into it, and it's going to be great for the channel. Peugeot 207, the first car I bought to repair and sell on, which is still here a year later. But like I said earlier, there's been a few things going on in the background, so I've not had much time for it. But also there's been something going on with this car which I'd love to talk about, but I've got to be careful what I say. But it has been sorted now, and I just need to do one last video on it, do the shock absorber, clean it up, and then get it back up for sale. Whether I lose money on it, break even, or make a small profit, I personally think it's going to be either break even or take a small loss, but I just want it gone with what's been happening. Obviously I've been using it myself as well, like when I've been doing families' cars, I've been leaving this at the houses, and yeah. My sister's Peugeot 308. Now there's a couple of videos already done for this, one changing the starter motor, one changing the airbox because that was broken. I think that's all that's filmed for it currently, but there will possibly be more videos on this, some MOT advisories to do, and yeah, no doubt there'll be other stuff. My partner's Kia Rio. There's a video of doing the MOT advisory on it, and I think that's currently all I've got for this. But she has mentioned that it's making a noise at the front on the suspension, so I will have to get that back in on the ramp and have a look at that and see what it is. So I'm sure there'll be more videos coming on this car at some point. It's just trying to clear up some of the jobs, like I've said, like the daily, the blue Peugeot, the Golf, obviously this, before we start doing the other stuff. So this is my partner's brother's Peugeot 107. The first car that's failed an MOT out of all the cars I've been taking. So currently there's 2 videos on this car. One of the first videos I ever filmed, which was doing the brake discs and pads, which that'll come out at some point, and one of doing the MOT advisories that it had this year. Then there might be some more videos, but long term he wants to change this for something a bit new, because it was his first car, so I don't think we will see this car much more, but who knows. This is my partner's sister's Suzuki Swift. Now currently I think I've only got one video filmed on this, and that's changing the driver's side rear caliper. Oh no, there's another video as well. I did a quick MOT check on it, so that'll be coming out soon, and it has got some MOT advisories, so possibly there'll be more videos coming on this car. Obviously I do like driving this car anyway, I've said before, so any opportunity to work on it, then I don't mind. The Zafira, this belongs to my partner's sister's boyfriend. Now I don't have any videos currently filmed on this car, but there will be videos coming because the MOT is due in December and it needs discs and pads doing, so there'll be a video on the discs and pads, and there'll be a video checking the car over for the MOT, and I think that's currently it with that. But we will see when we check it over for the MOT, because there might be other stuff that is needed on it, but yeah. Kia Ceed, this car belongs to a work friend's wife. Now I've only got one video filmed on this car, and that's changing the driver's side front caliper, because when it was MOT'd it had the advisories for the front brakes binding. I cleaned up the passenger side, but the driver's side I couldn't get the caliper as free as it should be, so I've just changed it. Whether there'll be any more videos on this, I don't know. Maybe, like when it's MOT time and stuff. I mean, I just do this car to basically help them out. It's just, I like to help people, but it gets to the point that the amount of cars that I do look after, it's just, I can't do any more really. It's just time. We're working full time. The Hyundai 30. This belongs to the work friend that we've just talked about, the Kia Ceed. Anyway, this car, there's one video currently filmed on it, and that's changing the front brake pads, because when it was MOT'd it had an advisory for the front pads. Now I think the car is due a service, which I'm hoping that I can film doing that. It's obviously more difficult when I'm doing it at people's houses, filming doing the work, but I might do it here, because obviously I've got the ramp, and this has got on them under tray covers on, and it's a pain in the backside, but on the ramp you can get it up and underneath it, and it makes life easy. But yeah, we'll see. There might be that video coming up as well. Actually, the Kia Rio, this belongs to the daughter of the guy that owns the Hyundai 30. Now, I don't have any videos filmed for this car. I have done a few things on it recently, done an oil change, and I changed the fuel filter, which was a pain in the backside. It's basically right at the back of the engine behind the battery, so it's a bit of a strip down to get to. But both these videos I didn't film. I forgot to take the filming stuff. So whether this car will come back on the channel, I don't know. Maybe I'll get to do some work on it in the future. Obviously these cars, the last bit, just basically for a work friend. I'm just helping him out by doing a few bits on the cars for them, basically. So before we get into some of the ideas I've got for the channel, now for us to do this it needs to get bigger in views and subscribers, but I'm not going to force anybody to subscribe, like and comment and all that stuff. I've always said from day one of doing this channel, and a lot of people that know me that I've spoken about the channel to will also know this. I've said that if it's going to grow, if it's going to get bigger, I want it to do it on its own. I don't want to force and be begging people to subscribe and all that stuff. If you like what you see on the channel, then please do. I appreciate it. But I want the channel to grow on its own. I'm not going to force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. One of the first videos I ever did, I think it was the intro to the channel, I said my partner's never been to a car auction, so I'd like to do something with her, basically maybe get her to buy a car and we'll see if we can sell it for profit or something like that. And I'd also maybe like to do a classic car auction. I've never done one. So another idea for the channel I've got, which is where we will need more subscribers, because with 19 it's going to be difficult to do, and obviously it's going to be a little bit down the line anyway. But like here you can see there's 3 cars on the screen. Obviously my Golf convertible, an Alfa GTV convertible and an MR2 convertible. So we put them 3 cars to a vote, which one do you want me to buy, and you guys vote on it, and whichever one wins I go out and try and buy one, and if it needs a few bits doing to it, we do it, and then maybe do something with it after, like a challenge or something, and then sell it on, whether it's to somebody or even somebody watches the videos. But yeah, just keep doing that with different stuff. I think it'd be fun, and also getting you guys involved, because like I've always watched like Top Gear and the Grand Tour and stuff like that, and they'll do like a car challenge, and you think, oh, why didn't you choose that car? But maybe something like we could do something, and you guys get to choose a car. Like here, it could do a turbo car challenge. Like obviously, I know this MR2 is mine, that isn't a turbo, but maybe go after a turbo car, obviously, which you put to a vote, and then you guys, whichever one wins, we go after. But obviously, if 2 cars get 50% of the votes, we can always put them 2 cars to vote again. Whichever one wins out of the 2, we go after it, and maybe do the other one at a later date, and just keep doing it with different cars. And obviously, if we can build the pot up, we can do it with more expensive cars eventually. But the main thing is you guys choosing the cars, which I think could be a nice thing. So you've got a bit of an involvement in what's happening. So there's some of the ideas I've got for the channel eventually, but for now we'll just keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully the channel will grow and continue to get views, and hopefully people will like watching it for me. And I know some of the videos are not the best, but I do plan on improving them.